Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and to another episode of our podcast. And today we're talking about automotive digital retailing. And my name is George Mienie, and we're back again in the studio under lockdown to give you yet another show and try and shed some light on the future of the South African car dealerships and the situation we find ourselves in, as well as the changes that we might experience in the future. And I am absolutely honored to be joined by Andrea from Citton Cars. I didn't pronounce your surname there, Andrea, because I might get it wrong. How do you pronounce your surname?
It's Prelorenzo.
Prelorenzo.
That's right. It's Italian.
Italian, yes. Well, my mother's Italian. So, I don't have the surname from my mother, but my mother's Italian. Her maiden name was Bernardo. So, yes. So, Andreas, welcome to the podcast. Your first time on.
Thanks for having me.
You're absolutely welcome. So I suppose first off, and to kick off, what does automotive digital retailing mean to you? How would you define it as a car dealer?
So the way I would see it is basically be able to be digital, but on a client's terms. So in other words, it's for the person to do things at his own home, to be able to have a process that is much more seamless, but mainly on his own time, on his own rules. That's what it basically means to us. So we have to make sure that all our systems and everything is prone to him.
Okay, I think that's a good definition. So really allowing, I like that part, allowing the customer that's buying a car to do the transaction or to do what he needs to do in his own home. Go on.
On his own terms.
On his own terms, exactly. The acceleration of automotive digital retailing in light of the place we find ourselves with lockdown and COVID-19, I would imagine that that's going to accelerate. You've got a nice online finance form on your website. Tell me a little bit about that finance form. You seem to be one of the more progressive dealers that has a form that allows people to what I assume is apply for finance. How does your application for finance work on your website?
So basically, if we are directly linked to Signia, which automatically will download to Signia and will be able to give a person an answer very fast. And then from there, the sales executive will take over, give the terms and conditions, or in the event that it is approved on Signia, that means our business manager will take over and explain the terms and conditions. So it's a very quick way of a client putting it in. We link up to Signia, which is directly linked, which everything already is filled in and approved, which then means it gets approved with all the banks as well. So in other words, your predominant banks like the Westbank, the Absa, your Standard Bank, and so on. So automatically, it gives him an option of all the banks. So which banks approved him, which banks declined him, what deposits they want. All right. That's basically it. And then sometimes we run into a problem mainly with affordability. So in other words, if, for example, he's shooting too high, that we can put him in a more affordable vehicle. So that's where we're at the moment.
Okay, so when a customer comes onto your website and fills in that finance form, that information, does it go directly to Signia, or does somebody in your business send it to Signia?
No, in other words, when it falls in, it propagates immediately into Signia. And then from there, we have the different banks that give us the answers.
Who do they give the answer to? Directly to the customer, or do they send it to you?
At the moment, we reserve the right. So in other words, we can at the moment tell the person you've been approved. But the thing is, we prefer to do the terms and conditions personally. There might be deposit issues. There might be a few issues here and there. But at the moment, we reserve the right that we will phone the client and immediately speak to him and say to him, you've been approved. And go from there.
Okay.
That's basically.
So
from the website, it also propagates the car that he's interested in. So it already propagates the vehicle type, the amount, and already propagates it in for us. So when Signia approves, it's already approving it on that price range, if you like.
Lovely.
And on that your model.
Okay. Okay.
That's as far as we are.
Okay, lovely. So if I'm understanding you correctly, customer fills in the form on your website. From there, that information goes directly to through the Signio, and then directly to the banks. Comes back to your dealership via what? Email, into your systems and into Signio's dashboard.
It's basically open to a dashboard.
Yep.
It's open to a dashboard that I can see, the F&I can see. And a lot of times the sales executives can also see, keeping in mind that all our salespeople are NCA approved and all that.
Yes.
So we are able to work on that. So it opens on the dashboard, but the F&I will then have a look which banks approved it, what are the rates, months, whatever the terms and conditions are.
Okay. So
and then from there, we move on.
Yeah, so I'm understanding the process now, and then you ring up the customer and you have a discussion, and you try and get to close the deal. All right, so that kind of leads me to my next question. So what changes do you think are going to happen to that process of yours, and what changes are you thinking about given the place that we find ourselves in with COVID-19? Is there anything in that finance journey or closing the deal of the car that you want to or are planning to or are thinking about bringing further onto the internet and outside of the physical contact of the dealership and the customer?
Okay, so in terms of COVID, even before that, also if you go onto the site, if you go onto the listings page where you're on, not only can you fill in the application form, but you can also hold the car. So we're already on e-commerce, and you can actually transact with that and hold the car if you want to. All right. We have a lot of credibility factors on our site, so I'm automatically on a form on the listings page. I'm already putting on the service records, right? A lot of them have already got your HPI. So we've got a lot of trust factors and credibility factors. So you can get the, well, let's start. I've got a Bosch inspection that I put on, right? Which certain things have been covered by the car. As a dealer, I've chosen to have all my cars pre-road ready, right? So all my cars are checked before the time.
And that's transparent with the consumer.
Yes. So in other words, the car is pre-road ready. All right, that's number one. Number two, we have it checked by Bosch. We have an electronic, through our tools in Bosch, we have an electronic system where we can put date and time and when the car was checked electronically. And if there are any fault codes, it will show it to you there. Then we've got the HPI as well, which in simple terms, the HPI. So that gives a person the trust that, well, for one, your kilometers are genuine. For two, that's got no insurance alert on the vehicle. And for three, there's no double discounting. There's no finance anywhere else on the vehicle. So that gives him the trust factor, the credibility factor from there to be able to take it to the next step.
Yes.
So I believe even before the financing, there are certain things that a person has to make sure that he's buying from the correct place. Has he got the right car, and is he buying from the correct place?
Yeah.
Before he even goes into the financing step.
Well, it's creating that trust and credibility in order to get him into that finance process, right?
Yes. Where this is where I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
All right. It's also going around this. So, in my experience, in terms of our site, yes, we're having a lot of visitors, and we've got all these factors in play. We all know that most clients are going to third-party sites, and we all know that AutoTrader is the number one. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
Thank you.
Okay, so but it's a fact. It's not a compliment. It's a fact and a compliment. According to me, 77% of our customers are first going on to AutoTrader, and then funneling the type of car they're interested in, and so on. Right. So, in terms of on a digital platform, we've got the 360-degree video that you can do, the interior, the exterior, which I know a lot of dealers want to go into that direction. I'm a little bit against that in a way, because I've had it on my site a year ago, 360-degree, where the person can see it better, interior, exterior. But unfortunately, it slows down my site.
Yeah.
And
Are you not partnering with the wrong people?
I don't think so, because if I've got to if I want to stay within Google's records and my site must load in 3 seconds, which I'm always trying to do, or at least by 5 seconds. So if it slows down your site by 4 seconds, it's already a problem.
That's big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know you know this, because I see you. Well, I can see your site lights fast and all those. So I know you've got that. But what worries me about the 360-degree interior and exterior is the slowing down of the site. But also, I would rather see a static photo. Where I can zoom in and see the quality of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. So I was wondering if on AutoTrader, if there wasn't a setup that we could do, that we could put in some, as a dealer, put in some credibility factors on the AutoTrader.
Okay, so which factors? What do you?
So let's say, for example, I've got a load 20 photos, right, on AutoTrader. So let's say the first 5 could be credibility factors like TransUnion reports, service records, Bosch inspections, those type of things that will really give the client a sort of technical way of looking at, okay, well, this car is in good condition. It has been checked. It's a safe buy. How do you feel about that?
Oh no, I'm you know me, Andrea. I'm all for transparency. And the more transparent dealers become with the consumer, the better your business is at the end of the day. The better your business is going to become. And I mean, one of the reasons we invited you onto the show was because you're a forward-thinking dealer. You think about stuff that a lot of dealers haven't thought about yet, and we can see it. We can see it in your website. We can see it, when I come and interact with you, or when you come and interact with me. We can see those factors exist. So absolutely yes. The thing about a classified or a marketplace like AutoTrader is we have to operate at scale. Which means that when we do things, we have to do them for all 2,000 of our customers and not just one. So that becomes part of the challenge in releasing features. But you can bet your bottom dollar, Andrea, that I absolutely agree with you, and those things are in the pipeline.
George, I think that will force dealers to be more. I think they'll have to up the game on the online space.
Yeah.
I think that will force them. To a certain point, all the highlights that you give, this is how you take the photo, this is how you should display it and all that. That's really taking dealers to another level.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So I think this will just force them to up the game, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I think all of those things that you speak about are in our pipeline, and you'll see them come to life as time goes on. Our platform is definitely not staying the same. We've already had a lot of meetings to change things based on lockdown and COVID-19, and to give extra value to our customers and to consumers that we might have only addressed next year. So we've brought some stuff forward. So you're going to see some changes in the coming months.
By the way, let me thank you in person, even though it's on a podcast. But let me thank you in person. The fact that you gave us that 1 month and the discount on the following months. I want to tell you something that helped a lot, because our business went from high to low in a matter of one speech.
Yes.
It was a bit scary. So to know that you did not charge us for that month and were allowed to advertise on your platform, that set me up quite nicely in terms of leads and I take holding deposits in terms of holding a car, but that set us up nicely, even though clients are a little bit more committed now. And most of the times, when you've got cars that are a little bit scarce, people want to commit onto the car.
Yeah.
They want to put their money down and commit. And the fact that you gave us that platform, basically for free for the month, and I know what it costs. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
It was a big deal for me. Unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but unfortunately, not all the guys came to the party, and it leaves a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth, But that's cool. Yeah.
Well, if you're able to, and at this time, I believe that
We were God sent that because it kept us going, and most of all, it kept our hope going. I mean, when you're sitting with this type of restriction, you hope. All you've got is your hope. Because you want to do business. We're ambitious. We want to do business. We want to interact.
Yes.
It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. But the thing is that you cut. So the fact that at least you can still get that part through, it gives you hope. Like, okay, well, you know what? It is something new, and we're going to get through it. But at least it keeps the wheels turning a little bit. It's a good thing. And also, what you don't realize is also the sales executives. It's hopeful that they can talk to clients, and it's a good thing. So thank you. I mean this, and it's not a compliment because I'm on your show. Hats off to you. It was good.
Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate it.
And we needed it because our money's in stock. So the cash flow situation when your money's sitting on stock here on the COVID-19, and when the saying comes in, your cars collect dust. I used to come out to the showroom to make sure everything's okay, and we physically see your cars collecting dust. It's scary.
Scary stuff. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder.
Yes.
So do you believe that in this environment that we find ourselves in, and COVID-19 and the lockdown and the future, is now accelerating? We're talking about automotive digital retailing and bringing more of the transaction onto the internet. You've gone a long way with your finance form and the way you deal with finance in your dealership. You're ahead of a lot of the dealers in the country. Do you believe that the physical car dealership will close as the transaction moves more and more online? I'm not talking about the car dealership shutting down. I'm talking about its current form, where you have a showroom with a bunch of cars on it. Do you think that form will change in the future? And do you think it's changing faster now with things like social distancing?
Okay, so let's talk near future. I feel near future, I think it's time now where we've got to jack ourselves up in terms of the online space, put better steps and processes in line to be able to take a person through a certain online space. In terms of the South African market, I still think people would still want to come and see the car, test drive the car personally. I still believe that. I think there's a couple of things that we need to get correct in terms of the banks and documentation that are a little bit obstacles at the moment that we cannot get through.
What are some of those things, Andre? What are some of those things, those obstacles?
Okay, well, basically, we are completely online in terms of the banks. So we've got iContracts, MyContract, and all that, and all the different banks. So we can sign a client off-site, if you like. We can sign him off. There is no cooling off period if he signs an online contract with Westbank, ABSA, or NFC. There is no cooling off period. Yeah. But he's got to sign a delivery note. Right? Okay. So in terms of verifying the ID, we're finding it a little bit difficult in terms of we're worried about fraud. We're seriously concerned about fraud, even though the person gets the SMS and all that. So fraud is a big concern for us. Yeah. Secondly, the banks still want to see the person, even though they've got a verified ID and all that. It's good business practice to see the person in front of you.
Yeah, to verify they exist.
Yes, and our business managers from the banks, they're not independent business managers. We've got Westbank and ABSA business managers that work for them. They're much more comfortable seeing the client. They're not so comfortable about, they're okay with signing you online, but they're not so comfortable when it comes to original documentation, even though it comes from the source.
Yes.
They still want to see you personally in front of you. And I think people also want to discuss things in front of you so that they can mention questions and ask questions and so on. So I feel that people still want to do this, but I think that we can get ourselves at least 70% ready by means of the virtual steps that a person can do online, and all he's got to do is come and test drive the vehicle and conclude the business. So we can take a lot of that pain away from him in terms of affordability, in terms of financing before the time. But I still feel in the near market, people still want to come and test drive the car. They want to come and see the car. Keep in mind, we specialize on used cars. And even though we've got, 80% of our cars have got plans, manufacturer plans and all that. Yeah. On a new car, it might be easier because he can choose his color, he can choose his trim, he can choose his mats. Where I think when you come into the used car space, I feel that he's got to sacrifice a little bit. I can't always give him the color that he wants, and I can't always change the interior of the car. Okay, but I can offer him a much more seamless experience and a much faster experience in terms of online.
Yes.
That much I can do.
So what is?
Will have to sacrifice a little bit.
So what is the very next thing that you're going to change given the lockdown and social distancing? What is the very next thing that you're going to bring onto the internet that you physically have to do right now?
Okay, so basically now, as we speak, I'm digitizing all my own paperwork, other than the banks that we need, right? So I'm busy digitizing that, so person can sign online with the bank on that.
Okay.
Right? That's number one. Number two, all our cars are sanitized and all that, and the social distancing. I still like to see the car in person. I'm really lucky that I've got a huge premises. Yeah, I mean, you go right through the block. So in terms of social distancing, we're okay. We are very careful. I'm definitely training online digital salespeople that can take the online digital space to a much further level.
Yes.
It's a completely different training as getting a sales guy to show you the car on the floor. So I'm having people that digitally can take you to certain levels.
Okay.
On the stage of your journey with the customer. Most definitely that. So I think in terms of that, I'm still in between minds if I should go deliver the car to the customer. I prefer they come here, ask us questions, do a proper rundown on the vehicle, show him what we're all about, and make him feel at ease.
Yes.
Build a
bit of trust in your dealership.
Yes. In terms, just to tell you like a little bit of ease factors, it is a bit of a challenge, but I'm seriously considering a 7-day, whether the bank's allowed or legally or not, I'm considering doing a 7-day. You can change your mind in 7 days. You can buy a car from me, and if you change your mind in 7 days, it's fine.
I think if you do that, Andrea, trust is gonna shoot through the roof. You'll probably find that not many customers actually make use of the 7 days, but the trust factor will go through the roof.
I'm seriously doing that. I see with my holding deposits. If you put a holding deposit, I said to you, you can have your car, you can have your money back within 24 hours, no questions asked. Yeah. And it's strangely enough, people are not asking for their money back.
Exactly.
They're still okay with their bike. I experimented it and it worked.
Yes.
Which to me was a big deal. Obviously, our site's already e-commerce. So in other words, you can put a car in a basket, very much like buying clothes. Yeah. You can put a car in the basket. We've covered you on all the steps. You can sign an eye contract with the bank, even if you're sitting in your own home.
Yes.
We've done all that. I feel I'm 95% fully digital in terms of the banks. I don't sign any more manual contracts. We don't have that at all anymore.
Yeah.
I've actually stopped it completely. So I've stopped it completely. So I'm 95% fully digital.
Lovely.
You can sign you up. I can send you a contract right now with an SMS. You can click, and make sure that you get all the terms and conditions. We prefer to discuss it with you in person. So in other words, Ed and I will call and go through the contract with you in person.
Yes.
If you come here, we like to share the screen with you. And you can see it while you're doing it.
Which is transparency.
But I find 100% transparent, 100%. But I was pleasantly surprised with the holding deposits when I tried it, that you can get your money back. And I was very pleasantly surprised nobody wanted their money back.
Yeah.
Which I thought was going to be, I thought it's going to be tails for me to handle now, because now I'm putting a hold on that car, and the next day you tell me I don't want the car and I've lost another buyer. But it's not at all the case.
No, consumers when they see stuff like that, they begin to trust you.
Yes, but I do think the online experience is very much a mindset.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if South African markets are in that mindset, or there's very few that have got the mindset. But I think there's a mindset that you have to overcome with the consumer, and so on, and especially in the used car space.
Yeah.
Especially in the used car space.
Well, I believe that used cars are not commodities. New cars are commodities. You mentioned that earlier on. One new car is the same as the next new car is the same as the next new car, and so that is a definition of a commodity, just a very expensive commodity. Whereas used cars, unfortunately or fortunately, are not commodities. Every single used car is unique. So we're pretty much out of time with Andrea today. And very last question, Andrea. How is COVID-19 in your dealership? Have you delivered cars? And it's been one day. How many cars have you delivered? And what does the very next month look like for you?
Well, we've already delivered 25 cars. So
lovely.
That's essential.
That makes me so happy.
Yes. At the moment, we are a little bit stuck with the road with these. There's a lot of risk that we've got to take on ourselves if we sign with the banks.
Yes.
The road biddings are a serious concern, and obviously with the council, they've been closed with the titles and that are opening on the 1st of the month. It has definitely affected our business.
Yes.
We are very geared. Believe it or not, I've had the police come here 3 times already to inspect it.
Yeah.
In fact, what happened was I went to the police colonel here and I said, why don't you come and check my business instead of me getting a surprise?
Yes.
I got myself already. He came here, he inspected everything, even signed it all for me.
Lovely.
But he said, don't let me catch you delivering a car to a non-essential worker. So, funny enough, in my workshops as well, in my Bosch workshops, believe it or not, you cannot get parts. You couldn't get parts. Before you gave me your essential service certificate,
yes,
that you had to speak to the parts people to get parts. But yes, I mean, the nice thing is it's an epidemic, it's man-made, and I think it's good. And I think this will teach us a lot. It will speed up the digital process a lot better, a lot faster. And I actually think it's very scary and we've got to be very careful. But I think a lot of positives are going to come out of it. Yeah. I really believe that. So yes.
So I totally agree with you. There's a lot of positive. We've got to be positive. We can't be negative. So there you have it. Andrea from Citton Cars, brilliant dealership. If you are a consumer listening to this, go and check out Citton Cars. Andrea will take your deposit and give it back to you within 24 hours. And he's also considering a 7-day return. So we'll keep in touch with him to find out how that goes as well. So thank you, Andrea. Appreciate you being here, and look forward to getting you back, and good luck during this month.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the big discounts you gave us from AutoTrader.
Lovely.
That was a big relief and a big help. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. Thanks, Andrea. There you have it. Cheers, everybody.